Hi everyone, Vincent here, and you instantly might be able to tell that my voice doesn't sound as strong as it normally would, and this is because I'm recovering from illness. Now, for those of you who are long-term listeners, you may have heard a few other previous podcasts where I haven't sounded 100%, and this is because I always try and get the content out for you as much as I can. And this, I do believe, links in quite well with people who are going through their own difficult time. So if you are struggling through breakup recovery, if you are going through a difficult patch in your life, I think me trying to get a podcast out today and speaking about the subject I'm going to really ties in with what you are experiencing. You don't have to be feeling unwell. You don't have to have a sore throat. You just have to understand that something is difficult for you to do right now, and yet it's so important that you keep pushing forward. And what I'm talking about today is resilience. Now, resilience is something that could be argued that the younger generation don't have as much of as older generations. Now, I know that might be a controversial comment, and maybe you disagree, or perhaps you very much agree. Now, this is something which could be linked into politics, mindset, the world we live in today. I'm not going to dwell too much on the why we might not have much resilience as a younger generation, but why it's so important to try and build up that resilience. Whether you are younger, whether you are older, we all need resilience. And if we don't showcase resilience, you are not going to be in a position to live your life in a way where you are going to find success. Now, if you've been dumped and you want to try to get your ex back, it's absolutely vital you show resilience. If you are living your life in a way where you don't feel particularly happy about what's going on right now, well, you need to show resilience. And me, in my own small way today, are trying to showcase that resilience by producing a podcast which I hope gives you value, even though it would be much easier for me to think, no, I'm not going to upload one today. I can't speak as well and clearly as I would like. I can't be as concise or precise with my words. I feel a little bit flustered in the mind because I'm recovering from illness. But I do believe I can give value, and I do believe that this can connect with what I'm experiencing and to what you are experiencing. Now, like I said, for me, just trying to produce this podcast is a challenge right now because I can barely speak and my thoughts aren't necessarily as clear as they would be when I'm fully well. Whereas yourself, you might not be unwell, but you're probably going through a difficult time if you're listening to my podcasts. This is something which I see time and time again. People find my podcasts during their difficult times, and if they find the value and the message is powerful, they might continue listening even when they get out the side of that dark, bleak tunnel, they get through to the light, they might still continue listening, and that's wonderful. But most of you I appreciate are probably going through a difficult time. Most of you I appreciate are probably going through a breakup. Most of you I appreciate are probably thinking, wondering, and probably hoping to get your ex back. And to do that, you need this resilience. And if you don't showcase resilience, you can't get your ex back because you're not going to be improving yourself to a degree where they will see you as a dateable option. And I think that's the key here. The key to remember is that right now your ex-dumper unfortunately doesn't see you as a dateable option. Now that might sound scary, it might sound frightening, it might not sound true, you might disagree, but the facts are the facts. If your ex-dumper saw you as a viable dating option, they would be with you right now. Unfortunately, they've come to the conclusion that you're not. And the reason that they feel that you aren't is because they've lost romantic emotional attraction. They don't see you as that long-term romantic option right now. Now that can change, but sometimes it doesn't. And one of the reasons why it might not change is if you, as a dumpee, don't improve, grow, and live your life the right way. This is why it's so vital that you showcase resilience. Because what I can say with a great degree of certainty is that when you're going through the breakup grind, you don't feel like pushing forward. You feel like me today. You think, well, it's going to be much easier to do nothing. It would be much easier for me to not be recording this. It would be much easier for you to not go out with your friends because you don't feel like having a good time. It would be much easier for you to not try and join that new college class because it's going to take more than a year of your life and it's going to be a strenuous journey to gain a qualification that you know you need, but the journey to do so seems too tough. So it'd be much easier not to do it. But if you don't do it, then you won't get that qualification, you won't get that better job, you won't improve your circumstances, and hence you might not be deemed as a dateable individual. Now, this isn't about being a gold digger or your ex being a gold digger and you thinking, well, why should I be with someone who only wants me if I have a better job? It's not from that perspective. It's from the perspective of showcasing yourself as a version 2.0. Somebody who is better than they once were. Your ex-badumper wants to see growth, personal growth for you, not for them. So even if you're thinking, well, why should I be doing this for them? That's the wrong mentality. You're doing it for you. You want to better yourself. You want to be as educated as possible. You want to be able to earn the best living that you can whilst maintaining some degree of work-life balance. I believe that you need to work hard to achieve your goals, but don't work yourself into the ground. That's the work-life balance. Not being slack, but making sure that you do have some of that important rest time whilst maximising your earning potential. That is where you are reaching the limits in a professional sense. Now, how about in a personal sense? Well, there are going to be many things that you could improve upon, but you might not feel that you're able to do it. You probably don't feel that you can become that healthy weight. You don't believe you have the right mentality or the self-belief to be able to do the amount of exercise necessary. You don't believe you can eat healthy. You don't believe you can quit that bad habit. But you can, and you need to if you're going to improve your personal circumstances. Being a healthy weight likely means you will be more physically attractive, not just to your ex, but to anybody else. So we should be improving ourselves mentally, we should be improving ourselves physically, we should be making sure our style is fresh and on point. We need to be making sure that we add strings to our bow from a creative sense. But again, you might think, well, I can't be bothered to learn that new skill. I can't be bothered to put in the effort. I'm feeling really low. All I want to do is check my ex's social media. And this is where you've got to show that resilience. You've got to say to yourself, even though I want to lay on my bed checking their socials, instead I'm going to get up, get dressed, get outside and start doing something which is going to put me in a better position months and years down the line. This is the resilience, fighting and battling through when you really don't want to, when you really don't feel like it, when you really can't be bothered. If you don't show the resilience, why on earth should anybody, let alone your ex, see you as a romantic option they want to be with? Being resilient is very attractive, and hence the point of today's podcast becomes clearer hopefully in your mind that me just trying to put in the effort to drop a podcast when I don't really feel able to, I don't feel honestly that this is the best produced podcast I've ever put out, but I know there is some value in it. And if I can represent something that maybe you can feel, you can hear my voice, you can hear my blocked nose, you can probably feel how I'm struggling to get through in what I'm trying to say, but that hopefully can resonate with you because you are going through your own struggle. Life feels flat right now. Life feels scary right now. You don't have the hope that you once did right now, but you can. But it needs kickstarting. I can kickstart that motivation. I can be that motivational boost. I can help you in a one-on-one sense. if you're interested in my audio coaching service, which if you want more details of how I can be your coach and your teammate, please go to my website, www.dateme.tips. And this is how we can go on that journey together. But along with me helping you in various ways, you are going to have to find some self-motivation, because I can't be with you 24/7. Neither can your family, neither can your friends, neither can anybody else. So there needs to be something within you that can motivate yourself. If you can't motivate yourself to improve yourself, then again, why should anybody want to be with you in a romantic way? So let's just consider the importance of resilience. Let's consider that right now, your ex-badumper is perhaps questioning whether you have resilience. They're probably wondering whether you are going to stand up. They're probably thinking to themselves that you are just going to lay down and in essence be the person that they're somewhat predicting that you are going to be. Hence, they've left you. Let's try and shake that up. Let's change things around. Let's turn this upside down. Let's stand up. Let's walk tall. Let's become a version 2.0 of ourselves. And then they will see the changes, the difference. They will start to regrow romantic emotional attraction. And if and when it hits the necessary high point, that is when they'll reach out. That is when they will want to reconnect. And that is when you will have the choice about whether or not you take them back. This is what we want in life. Choice. I'm not saying you have to take them back. I'm saying it's great to have the opportunity. Hopefully by that stage, you would have met someone new and you will have the option. Do I stay with this new person? Do I go back to my ex? Well, most of the time, people will actually stick with that new person they've met, even if right now you don't believe that is a possibility. It really is. Because if you live your life the right way, you will attract better people than your ex. And if and when your ex does return to you, this is when you will probably say thanks, but no thanks.